Neuroscience has uncovered fascinating clues about what it really means to have a high IQ. Surprisingly, intelligence isn't always obvious or tied to quick answers and perfect grades. In fact, your brain might be working in ways you don't even notice, quietly processing information and adapting to challenges. So, even if you sometimes doubt your smarts, science suggests that intelligence can be subtle, often hiding in plain sight. Let's explore what makes a highly intelligent mind tick and why you might be more gifted than you realize. People with high intelligence often display what's known as neural efficiency. This means their brains require less energy and effort to complete tasks that are moderately challenging compared to others. Instead of overworking, their brains process information in a more streamlined way, making problem-solving seem almost effortless. Interestingly, when faced with very complex tasks, these individuals may actually show increased brain activation as their minds ramp up to meet the challenge. This balance between efficiency and adaptability is a key feature of how high intelligence operates in the brain. Flexible and adaptable brain networks play a key role in how intelligent individuals process information. Research shows that people with higher intelligence scores have brains that can quickly reconfigure their connections, allowing them to respond efficiently to new challenges. This adaptability means their brains are better at shifting focus and integrating different types of information as needed. As a result, they can solve problems more effectively and adjust to changing situations with ease. Recent studies have shown a fascinating connection between structural differences in the brain and intelligence. People with higher intelligence often have larger brains and greater gray matter volume in certain regions, which are areas involved in processing information and problem solving. Genetics appear to play a significant role in these differences, as research has found that individuals with higher polygenic scores for educational attainment tend to have larger brains and perform better on cognitive tests. These findings suggest that both inherited traits and brain structure contribute to the complex nature of intelligence. Recent neuroscience studies have revealed that individuals with higher intelligence often display more uniform cortical thickness across different regions of the brain. This means that the layers of the brain's cortex, which are responsible for complex thinking and processing, are more similar in thickness from one area to another. Such uniformity is believed to support efficient neural communication, allowing information to flow smoothly and quickly. As a result, people with this brain structure may find it easier to process complex ideas and solve problems. In essence, these subtle differences in brain anatomy can play a significant role in shaping how efficiently we think. The Pareto-frontal integration theory, or PFIT, highlights the importance of communication between the parietal and frontal regions of the brain. According to this theory, intelligence doesn't rely on a single area, but rather on how effectively these regions work together. Neuroimaging studies have shown that both the parietal and frontal lobes are consistently activated during tasks that require reasoning and problem solving. This integration allows for efficient processing and transfer of information, supporting complex cognitive abilities. In essence, it's the teamwork between these brain areas that underpins our higher-level thinking skills. Intelligence is not confined to a single area of the brain. Instead, it emerges from the way different brain networks communicate and collaborate. Recent neuroscience research highlights that both strong and subtle connections between regions are essential for effective problem-solving and adaptability. This global network architecture allows the brain to process information efficiently, making intelligence a dynamic and flexible trait. In essence, it's the harmony and coordination among various brain systems that underpin our cognitive abilities. Talking to yourself might seem unusual, but it's actually a sign of advanced reasoning. When you verbalize your thoughts, you help your brain process information more deeply and retain it longer. Studies show that this habit is common among highly intelligent individuals, including famous thinkers like Einstein. By coaching yourself through complex ideas out loud, you enhance your memory and sharpen your problem-solving skills. So, if you catch yourself mumbling through a challenge, you're simply tapping into a powerful tool for cognitive growth. Many people assume that overthinking is just a sign of anxiety, but neuroscience suggests otherwise. When you replay conversations in your mind or analyze your decisions from every angle, you're actually engaging in metacognition, the ability to think about your own thinking. This advanced mental process helps you evaluate your actions, learn from past experiences, and anticipate future outcomes. Far from being a flaw, this habit is a subtle indicator of high intelligence, showing that your brain is wired for deep analysis and self-reflection. Highly intelligent people often find themselves getting bored with repetitive routines or simple tasks. This isn't a sign of laziness, but rather a reflection of how their brains process rewards. Their dopamine system, which is responsible for feelings of motivation and pleasure, adapts quickly and craves novelty. As a result, they seek out new experiences and more complex challenges to stay engaged. This constant search for stimulation helps them learn and grow, but it can also make everyday tasks feel tedious. It's common to feel uncertain about your abilities, but this self-doubt might actually be a sign of intelligence. According to the Dunning-Kruger effect, people with less knowledge tend to overestimate their skills, while those who know more are often more aware of what they don't know. This means that if you frequently question yourself, it's likely because you have a deeper understanding of the subject. Rather than being a weakness, this awareness reflects a higher level of cognitive insight and critical thinking. People who prefer staying up late, often called night owls, have been found to score higher on intelligence tests. Research suggests that the quiet and solitude of nighttime hours can foster creative thinking as distractions fade and the mind is free to wander. This environment allows for unique insights and problem-solving moments that might not surface during the busy daytime. So, if you find yourself most inspired after midnight, it could be your brain's way of tapping into its creative potential. Many people with high intelligence are especially sensitive to noise and small background sounds. This heightened sensory processing means their brains pick up on more details in the environment, allowing them to notice patterns and subtle changes that others might miss. While this can be a real advantage in problem-solving and creativity, it also means they're more easily overstimulated by things like ticking clocks or loud breathing. So, what might seem like annoyance is actually a sign of a brain that's constantly absorbing and analyzing information at a deeper level. Procrastination often gets a bad reputation, but recent research suggests it isn't always a negative trait. For some highly intelligent individuals, waiting until the last minute can actually be a sign of strategic thinking. This approach, known as active procrastination, means the brain holds off on tasks until they truly matter, allowing for a burst of focus and creativity when it counts most. Rather than avoiding work, these individuals are simply optimizing their mental energy for peak performance. So, putting things off might not mean you're lazy. It could be your mind's way of working smarter, not harder. Having an exceptional memory for random details is actually a sign of strong working memory. You might easily recall the date of a distant event, a quirky fact from a documentary, or a specific word someone said years ago. This ability shows your brain's knack for holding and manipulating information, even if you sometimes misplace your keys or forget everyday items. It's not about remembering everything perfectly, but about how your mind can store and retrieve unique bits of information when you need them. So, if you find yourself quoting a movie from years ago, that's your working memory in action. Feeling emotions deeply is often misunderstood as a sign of weakness, but neuroscience tells a different story. When you experience strong emotions, your brain is actually demonstrating a high level of neural sophistication. This depth of feeling is closely linked to empathy, the ability to understand and share the feelings of others. People with high emotional sensitivity often process social and emotional information more thoroughly, allowing them to connect with others on a profound level. Far from being a flaw, this emotional depth is a reflection of an intelligent and adaptable mind. One of the most telling signs of high intelligence is a relentless curiosity and a passion for lifelong learning. Intelligent people are never satisfied with surface-level answers. They constantly seek to understand more, ask better questions, and explore new ideas. This drive to keep learning doesn't stop at formal education. It continues through reading, conversations, and personal experiences. It's this ongoing quest for knowledge that sets truly intelligent minds apart, fueling innovation and personal growth throughout life. In the end, intelligence isn't just about test scores or how quickly you solve problems. It's about being aware of yourself and the world, adapting to new situations, staying curious, and thinking deeply. Those little quirks and unique ways of seeing things are actually signs of a sharp mind. So, instead of hiding what makes you different, embrace it, because that's the true mark of intelligence.